Let's move forward. Zach, you are up. You're going to post random draft over-unders. I will read them off, and we will dive deep.
Do it.
Number one, TyTy Washington. His draft position over-under is 19.5. That is not really juiced much. It's at minus 120. Matt Pennie, where are you at? TyTy Washington, over-under 19.5.
Over for me. I think you mocked him at 17, 18?
19.
Of course you did. Yeah. There's going to be so many like this. I would take slightly over because we have to account for some of the risers who we'll get to later in Dylan, Tari and Jalen Williams. I think there could potentially be some party crashers that are bumping down a few spots. I think he goes to the 20s. Obviously, it's a line that's right on, but I'll go over.
I'll go under. I think it's very slight. I would not bet on this at all. I would stay away from this entirely. TyTy was one of the toughest guys for me to slot in the mock draft at the end of the day. I'm not totally sure what's going to happen with him on draft night yet. And that's concerning because I really like TyTy. I have a lottery grade on him, as people know. I'm a fan. Zach, you are up. Let's go number 2. Johnny Davis. Over under 9.5. The over is juiced to minus 260. The under is, I believe, at plus 200. I like the under at plus 200 here, actually. I think that there's some value on that. I think it is more likely that he goes over 9.5. But when we account for the fact that you can get 2-1 on your money at under, that might be the odds that I would take.
You look like such a Vegas sharp right now, like just a little like zany go around. It's 2-1. It's I'm gonna go over as much as it breaks my little heart here. Yeah. I'm a huge Johnny Davis stan, as we've covered many episodes. I think it's more likely he's 10 to Washington, 11 to New York. Both teams involved in trade talks too, so who knows? But I would go over here safely. Yeah. Not safely, also, but there's only a few spots before that when could Portland shock us at 7? Maybe. Could New Orleans at 8? Maybe. San Antonio, I don't know. But it's just so much more likely the candidates there for him to go 10 to 15, really.
Yeah. Okay. Zach, you're up next. Number 3, EJ Liddell, over under 20.5. By the way, Johnny Davis, I have at 9 on the mock.
Of course you do.
TyTy Washington, I have at 19. His over under 19.5.
EJ Liddell, 20.
EJ Liddell, I have a 20 right now.
So who read your draft guide? Who got it first? Can I see your email history? Is there John at Vegas.com or something?
Yeah, I like the over here a little bit more than the under, but I would stay away from this. What do you think?
Over. I would say over. If we're hedging within the hedge here, if we're saying TyTy is somewhere in that 17, 18, 19 range, I'm guessing Chicago probably goes a guard at 18. So you're betting on, does Minnesota or San Antonio take him? I don't think Atlanta takes him at 16. I don't think Houston takes him at 17. So I would go over.
I wonder. Yeah. I wonder if Charlotte would consider him at 15 if they keep that pick
high.
And maybe look at moving PJ Washington in order to get maintain cheap value for someone who's a 6'7" forward who can kind of do a lot of stuff.
So if you did that, let's say Charlotte takes him at 15. So 13, you're not going with the world famous mock draft darling of Mark Williams. You're not going Jalen Duren. You're not going to draft 2 front court guys at 13 and 15 is my question to you.
Why not?
We're doing the 2 big thing again. When's the last
But EJ is not really a big. EJ can shoot a little bit. He's more of a 4.
Right. The sell is he's, I don't want to say poor man's, but he's like Grant Williams light. He's not the defender, so don't yell at me. Yeah. But it's a shooting guy that plays in the front court. He's closer to a 5 than he is a 3. Put it that way. So I consider him a front court guy.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I would say I would stay away from this number basically with EJ.
Over.
All right, Zach, you're up next. Tari Eason, over under 17.5. We're 4 for 4 now. I have Tari at 17 on my mock right now.
I have your draft guide minimized. Should I just pull it up? We start we'll just read off a name, put a 0.5 on it, and just say, hey, over under. I don't know.
I would stay away from this entirely. I don't have strong takes on where Tari Eason is going to go.
I don't either, but if I'm in the front court market, I could see Charlotte at 13 or 15 taking that guy instead of EJ Liddell and taking him instead of a Mark Williams or Jalen Duren. I think I would go, oh God, this hurts. I'd stay away. Under if I had to. It's like, hey, you have to make a pick. I'd go under, but just ever so slightly.
Under if I had to. I think I'm more in the boat of stay away as well. Zach, number 5 or 6. Jeremy Sochan, 12.5. Okay, here we go. This is a fun one. I would go under on this one. I know it's juiced minus 170. Look, you're talking to two of the biggest So fans on the internet. Like, we are really big Jeremy Sochan guys. We have been high on him throughout the course of the pre-draft process. I have him right now, I believe, at number 12 on my mock, which, hysterical again that we're now 5 for 5. I think he has a chance to go anywhere like, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, basically.
Yeah, I would go under. Somehow strangely, like, his stock was hotter a week ago. Like, if the draft was a week ago, I'd hammer the under, and now it's like sort of changed. I don't know why. Like, I don't were there bad interviews, were there bad workouts? I would still go under, but I think it's closer to this number, whereas a week ago I'd say it's 7 to 10 somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we've got Mark Williams, draft position over under 13.5. The over is juiced minus 155. I would stay away from this because I think that the big market is very difficult to gauge right now. I would also stay away from, I don't know if Zach's going to flash up Jalen Duren's number, but I would absolutely stay away from the big market right now, because if San Antonio goes big, it pushes up everyone. Like, Mark Williams probably goes 13, and that creates an under. If Jalen Duren goes 9 or 11, or if Jalen Duren doesn't go 9 or 11, it probably pushes Jalen Duren to 13 and then Mark Williams down the board a little bit more. I think it's very, very difficult to gauge the way that the big market is going to shake out on draft night.
I would go over. And the reason I do is if things stay or remain as they are, where Oklahoma City's drafting before and 12 could be in play for some action there, I don't think they take a big. I don't think Charlotte having 15, knowing Cleveland probably won't take one at 14, so I would go over.
So here's my thing. I see that Jack V also commented on they won't take a big thing at 14, right? If I'm Charlotte, I am taking my big at 13. If I am taking a big,
safety. If you really like him, if that's like your guy, you're enamored, we got to do it. Yes.
Because then you run the risk of Cleveland getting bowled over by an offer by a team trying to jump you at 15, with everyone knowing in the process that someone that you're taking a big at 15, basically. Look, this is a game theory podcast, right? I think you have to game theory this out a little bit further and think about the way this would work. If Charlotte is going to take a big, I bet you they will take him at 13, unless there are two of them on the board.
If there's two of them on the board, if there's both Mark Williams and Jalen Duren left, they say, hey, they're pretty close, but we like this wing more. We're going to take it at 13. Cleveland, whatever. If you want to trade away and then take Mark Williams and spoil the party, fine. Duren's there at 15. But if one of those two, Duren Williams, goes earlier, then yes, possibly. Short answer, over for me.
Okay. Zach, give us another one. Jalen Duren. Of course he did. Over 10.5. I'm staying away from this. I don't have a good gauge of what San Antonio is going to do, because San Antonio in general has a very secretive draft process. I know that Jalen Duren is the hot name right now with the Spurs, and a lot of people have him mocked there. Everything I've been told is that they're probably going to stick to their board, and that, like, it's not a guarantee that they take a big here versus waiting on a big at 20, waiting on a big at 25. Like, they have so many options for what they could do. If they have Jalen Duren as the highest person on their board, I can see it, but I'm not convinced that is the way this will go. Are you?
I'm not convinced, and this might shock some people, although it wouldn't be me. I'm going to go under. I would stay away from it. I kind of have an inkling that for a guy that is 19 in November, that he's looked good enough during the pre-draft stuff, he looks fantastic. I don't say good enough. He looks like you built him out of a laboratory of what a post player, a bruising, rebounding, running post should look like. I think somebody's going to fall in love. Take him to the top 10.
All right, Zach, give us another one. Ochai Agbaji over under 14. I'm very confused by this number.
Why?
14 is high, man. And for it to be juiced as high as it is at under, like his over 14 and a half is plus 150. I'm taking that all day.
The over, right?
Yeah, I'm taking over all day. Plus,
too.
This is one of my favorite that we've had so far.
Me too. That it does seem. I think we're using high, low, in other directions, but it seems like this number should be 17 and a half, and then I'd have to think about it. 14 and a half. That would basically mean that someone from New York, Oklahoma City, Charlotte once, and Cleveland take him. I don't know. Everything from Ochai, good, bad, and different, has been similar throughout the year. He's gotten a lot better, and then everyone just sort of slaughtered him like 10 through 12, and guys rose, guys fall. And he's just slipping down naturally just because of other guys making their ascension. It's not that he's done anything to hurt his personal stock. I think other guys have just helped a little bit more, and you start looking at the age and second guess if he can be a 3-and-D guy and what else does he do. So I'm going to take over there.
Yeah, I agree. Over plus 150. That is like a very strong one for me. Zach, let's go a couple more. Dyson Daniels, over under 7.5, minus 195 juiced. I think I'm going over. Just slightly, just very slightly over. I have him at 7 right now, so this is a pretty dead on number. If you're making me pick, I think I would go over. The thing that's interesting for me here is that the over under is juiced so strongly toward under here at minus 195. Dyson Daniels over is plus 160. I think I like over 7.5 plus 160 if you made me pick here, but it wouldn't be far over. I cannot see him getting out of the top 10.
Agree. I'll go over. This is another trade dependent one with Sacramento at 4, Detroit 5, Indiana 6, Portland 7, even New Orleans 8. We've heard kind of like floated offers, whether real or not, but at least gauging the market. Those could be completely different teams, and somebody could just be leapfrogging to get him at 7 because they think New Orleans likes him at 8, San Antonio at 9. Stay away. Had to. I'm going slightly over though.
All right, Zach, give us one or two more. Walker Kessler over under 24.5.
There's been like one easy one so far. I think this is difficult.
Yeah, I think I have Walker at 25 right now. So we're they're like either I'm on it or like we're getting similar intel to Vegas here.
That's great.
Yeah, I think I would go over. To be honest, I think that this one's close though.
Yeah, go over. Same thing. I was looking at my draft board and it said the 25th. It went Milwaukee, Kennedy Chandler, Dallas. I'm like, Kennedy Chandler, who's he drafting? There's a typo on my end, but I would go over there too.
Yeah. Zach, let's go AJ Griffin. Over under 10.5 with the overjuiced minus 265. I would go over here even with the juice. Unfortunately, I don't think you can really parlay draft props. Really, this would be like kind of one that's like kind of tailor-made to try and parlay to bring the juice down a little bit with something else. But yeah, I think over
by a couple. Yeah, it's a good line.
It's a good line. All right.
They're all lines. You like the draft guide? Wait till you see what we have for you next.
Zach, one last one. Benedict Mathurin over under 6.5. Under is juiced minus 160. Under. I think he goes under. I think he goes 5 or 6.
I concur. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, going under.
Yep. I would be surprised if he got past 6. He's had a great pre-draft process. Guys across coaching staffs, front offices really seem to like him. Really seem to like the way he's competed in workouts and his overall level of just aggressiveness in there. Yeah, I think this is it.